Hello people, Fernando with another video here for the channel, and yes, meltdown in Twitter. Elon Musk, the man that you see there in the background, just fired half the employees of Twitter. Apparently in the middle of the night for many of them. Keep in mind, it is a global company, so they have, people working in California, in the United States, in UK, in Germany, and I think in India as well. So people woke up and their computers were wiped, and they got an email and they couldn't access the system anymore. And people are freaking out over that. Now, keep in mind, Elon Musk is not buying Twitter out of the charity of his heart. He probably has other interests. Now, keep in mind, this is a channel in which we try to analyze what is being said, what we are being told, but also some of the things we're not being told. One of the things we're not being told is that Elon Musk has a very tight connection with the U.S. government and some of the more powerful economic groups in the planet, beyond any question. That's how he got his money for pretty much all of his main business and ventures, from electric vehicles with green energy and green money, and yes, SpaceX, as great as it is, that's money straight out of the U.S. government as well, and several other agencies. So let's not be naive about that. Now, do we enjoy watching the left twist and pain and agony? Of course we do. Some of these employees that were used to wasting their day just going to the gym and preparing coffee and bullshitting like that are now freaking out. I like this one. This is a favorite of mine. Where is it? I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to work with so many amazing people. Love where you work, and here you have a very diverse, rich, culturally empowered, a bunch of woke people. In my experience, woke people are not that amazing or even interesting. They don't have much to say about themselves other than, look at my skin color and how much of a victim I am based on the exact tone or whatever my sexual orientation is, and how their entire identity as a person revolves around something that is meaningless for most people that do have real interesting lives going for themselves. But well, you see how it goes. So these guys are freaking out, and many of them are suing Elon Musk because of that. Now, I have a hard time finding a media outlet, especially anything from the United States, that is objective regarding Twitter and Elon Musk. The best one I found, I guess, is from this, the DW, the German public broadcast, which is, kind of like presenting the actual news.
Twitter employees are suing the company in a class action lawsuit over mass layoffs expected to be carried out on Friday. The company, recently acquired by the world's richest man, Elon Musk, told employees they would be notified about terminations via email. In the studio now by Andrea Nepori from the business department. Andrea, it's good to have you in the studio. Perhaps let's begin with, why does Elon Musk want to get rid of so many Twitter employees?
Well, the reason is that he needs to reduce costs and save money, and he needs to do that quite quickly. So we all know how much he paid for Twitter, $44 billion.
That's right.
13 billion of that amount was lent to him by banks. And of course, he needed to have a plan to convince them to give them. It might be the richest man on earth, but he still needs to have a plan for them.
Keep that in mind. Who finances Elon Musk? U.S. government, banks. You do the math, guys.
To give that amount of money. And among those plans is restructuring and bringing Twitter quickly to more profitability. One thing that's really important to remember, Twitter is a big name. We all know Twitter, but it's a small company compared to other tech giants. The last quarterly revenue was only 1.2 billion. You can see the sheer difference between what Musk's paid and what he's going to get with this new toy, we could say. So what he needs to do is to save money quickly, that's layoffs, and then he will have to find ways, of course, to make more money, though.
So he's basically, it's really not all that profitable. So why on earth would you get yourself in spending so much money if it's not really all that profitable? Well, he probably has a plan to make it more profitable, and that's what he explains later on.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, because while we're talking about the layoffs, we know that a number of employees are now planning on taking class action. They filed a lawsuit. What more do we know about it?
So yeah, the lawsuits, it's mostly from the California employees, because they had to be given like 60 days notice, and if he didn't actually do that, he could have, I mean, I don't think it won't go anywhere. In the rest of the world, I mean, he will have to pay off who he fires and little more than that. Nothing that was not within his equation, no doubt. Now, in terms of monetizing,
they sort of preemptive strike against Twitter, and Musk didn't respect the days of notice for this operation. They're off. So this is about
I guess another one, Andrea. We're talking about the finances, right, of all of this. There is a new proposal, right, to start charging fees. He's trying to make money from the platform. Just tell me about how his ideas will change the platform.
Well, the platform will change a lot, we could say, if he goes through with what he has in mind. The shift he wants to achieve is going from depending a lot from advertising, which is right now maybe 90% of Twitter's revenue, and moving all of that more to a subscription-based service. So he will have to convince people to pay for something like the Twitter Blue plan that already exists, but is really not so popular. He wants to charge $8 for that. That might include a lot of perks, less ads, and
okay. In a nutshell, a pay-to-play, system, which is perfectly fine. I don't have a problem with that. Now, will it be the marketplace of ideas and freedom of speech if you have to pay? Well, $8 a month may not be a lot of money for a lot of people. In parts of the world, $8 a month, they don't see that in all month long. So it's going to be limited to your ability to pay, your will to pay as well. I have no intention to pay $8 a month for Twitter unless there's something really new and enticing and that makes you want to spend that kind of money. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But it may work, it may not. It depends on how well that goes. It's still interesting that he was so determined into buying into something that is definitely not all that profitable. And the amount of free speech or not that we'll have in Twitter, it remains to be seen. Anyway, that's going to be all for now. See you in our next video. Take care, folks.